Here we are after the separation of the neck. I wanted to give you a little detail on how that progressed. This, of course, is the neck. And you can see this was a dovetail joint. And I don't know if you can see the tracing of the drill bit hole. We drilled down through the joint in this fashion, and then we inserted the steam syringe in there on both sides. We did that on both sides. There's also a drill hole through here, and this steam melted the glue in the joint, and we put a hot putty knife under here and took this glue off, and the result was the dovetail gives away and slides apart. This is the mating part of the guitar that the neck went into. This is also a dovetail, it's a tapered slot, but it's also dovetailed, as you can see the dovetail there. And this is the joint that we have to adjust to get the proper height down here. This goes back in and we make this adjustment. Let's see if I can make this adjustment in the joint. We shim the joint in such a way that we have this adjustment. The first thing we want to do is clean these as best we can to get rid of all the old glue, and we've got some repairs. Don't forget, we've got a little repair on the heel here to do. So we're going to do those today. So we're going to start the process once again with a little denatured alcohol to get rid of the, we see, if you can see the dark streaks here. This is the varnish and things that have seeped into the joint after the joint was put together. So we're going to try to scrub that out as best we can with the denatured alcohol. What we can't get out of here, we'll have to sand out or find some other way to get it out of there, obviously. And also any glue that's left in the joint has to come out. Denatured alcohol is a good solvent because it not only dissolves the old finish out of the joint, but it dries very quickly so it doesn't distort the wood in any way. Doesn't look like we've had much effect on this stained surface here, but we'll continue to scrape and clean as we can to get that all off. Now let's take a look at the guitar and see if we can't get some of this, the body, the guitar, and see if we can't get some of this black off of there. It does look like it's coming off a little bit. You can see. This is that old shellac finish that was in there. It's got to come off so that the new glue will set against the wood there. Unfortunately, the denatured alcohol does not affect the glue, so we've got to get the glue out by another method here. But it does take off the old finish that's seeped into the joint. Okay, we've got a little better look there. It'll dry in a minute and you'll see that it's somewhat better. We also had a little separation here. I don't know if you can see the separation here. I'll try to show it to you. There's a little separation right down here. But we'll re-glue that and that'll be good as new before we glue the back on, and then of course the neck re-glue will actually be last. Okay, I'm trying to clean the joint inside here with some 220 grit sandpaper, trying to sand smooth the rough edges that the steam has raised up. I'm trying to be careful not to change the shape of the dovetail by doing too much sanding, because that's just going to loosen the joint that we want to inevitably be tight. So we just need to be careful to just try to smooth it enough to slide it back together easily without distorting the shape of the dovetail itself. I've got that fairly smooth inside this surface and this surface. Don't know if you can see that very well. We've got that smooth enough. We also have to smooth this backside. This is quite rough yet, so it's going to take a little hand work, and I'll bring you back when that's done. Okay, I'm trying to clean the neck in the same fashion. I'm using about 100 grit sandpaper, but trying to be, again, not to distort the joint itself, just to smooth it, get the buildup of old glue out. Trying to maintain the angle and integrity of the joint as much as possible. Again, trying not to distort the surface, just to clean off the glue that's there. We're doing pretty well there. I think this is about as smooth as we need to get it in order for the joint to slide back together nicely. It does lock in fairly good, which is good. With a little clamping pressure, that'll tighten right up. So we just need to work on the actual angle of presentation before we can actually put any glue in there.